We shall now try to attempt an answer to the question, why do we program computers, or why is it necessary to program computers? Along with that, I'll try to help you understand some of the basic or commonly used terminology. The very first thing you need to understand is the computer we are using is a machine. Basically, it's an electronic machine. So machines on their own cannot do anything. They are dependent on human beings for giving instructions and data. So a machine depends on human beings to give it a series of instructions to get things done. So if you give instructions in the correct order as well as you give the correct instructions, then you're definitely going to expect or get the correct output from the computer. That's number one reason why we need to write programs or instructions. Now, a sequence or a series of meaningful, valid instructions result in a program. And the people like me and you who write this code are known as programmers. Now, for example, if you are trying to make a particular dish, let's say for example tea or your aloo paratha or something, there is a particular sequence of doing things. If you mix up the order, you're not going to get the correct result. The process of making a recipe has a given sequence of steps. There's a particular order and a particular method. So if you follow the particular order and add the particular quantity, then you're going to get the correct dish to eat. Otherwise, it's a waste. Similarly with computers, give it the correct instructions, give it the correct data, it's going to produce the correct results. Give it the wrong data, wrong instructions, it's not going to produce what you expect. Now, for example, if you're making tea, if you add salt instead of sugar, obviously you're not going to get a tea which you like. Similarly with computer programs, unless you follow the right steps and the right methods, you're not going to get the desired outcome or output. So the process of compiling the program, converting it into object code or machine code, and then doing a process called as running, or also known as executing the program, we can test whether the program is getting us the desired output or not. Now, before you can write a C program, okay, you need something called as the compiler. Okay, why do you need a compiler? Because your computer understands basically ones and zeros. The high level language we are using is a mix of English and math symbols. To the computer, it means nothing. It is actually garbage. So a compiler takes your program in high level language, converts it into object code, and then you're able to run. So a compiler is required so that you can make the program understandable to the hardware or the physical computer. The reason I had already told you why we require a compiler is because computers speak the languages of ones and zeros. There's nothing called high level language for a computer. It's all machine level language. The process of converting a program in high level language to object code or machine code is known as compilation or build process. So this is a process which converts a program in high level language to machine code or object code and helps you make a program executable, or allows you to execute the program because it consists of ones and zeros. This is a commonly used terminology here. The program you type in your integrated development environment or in the notepad you in C, that code is known as the source code. The compiler transforms your source code into machine code or object code. So as I had mentioned in the previous class, we shall be using code blocks in the practicals, but since we are in a very unique situation, I'll be demonstrating about 80 to 90% of the programs using the online GDB compiler, so that you can type, compile and run and get the results of the program you're using a smartphone or even a PC or a web browser, by going to the online system, typing the program, and that particular program is going to compile somewhere else for you and produce the results on your PC, laptop or on your smartphone. For all those of you have been asking me which is a good environment to develop programs on your PC or laptop, I would without hesitation say go ahead and install code blocks on your machine. it's an excellent open source integrated development environment. By the sense open source, we mean the code of that particular project is completely available if you want to see how it is developed. It's got all the tools for typing in. It's got a compiler, a MinGW compiler. It's got a debugger. It's got an output window to see the output when you run the program. So the best of it is it's available for Windows, Apple Macintosh as well as Linux.